You know, like I said, the internet was in its infancy, and Fangoria had just launched its first website, or its only website. Well, there's been several iterations, but they had message boards, and Tony asked me if I wanted to be a message board moderator, and I was like, "Well, fuck yeah, I do. I mean, I'm working for Fangoria, of course."
Damn right.
And of course, there was zero money in it, but I don't care. I'm still working under Fangoria, and that was like,
everything's a start.
yeah, that was awesome to me.
Yeah.
And I did that for maybe 2 years, and people began knowing who I was, and it was kind of weird. And to be honest, it's still very strange and absolutely humbling to me when somebody is like, "Hey, you're blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Yeah, kind of am,"
Yeah.
And but anyway, within a couple of years, he gave me an opportunity to go to another company, which I shall not name because every time I do, they appear like Candyman, and I fucking hate them. And it was another horror company that was going to launch what they wanted, or what they intended to be, the first horror television network for fans, a cable TV channel like Sci-Fi is for sci-fi. And one of the things I did, because I had so many ideas, and Fangoria wasn't letting me implement any of them, because at that point, again, they didn't really see the value of the internet, and they were more focused on their magazine than they should have been, to be honest with you.
So you were, in a way, you could say Fangoria wasn't going with the times. Yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
Somewhat, yeah, but they were there, but they weren't ready to dive in.
Yeah.
And who could blame them? It wasn't a proven model. But I had all these ideas, and so with this other company, they let me implement these ideas. And one of the things I came up with was Dread Central. And Dread Central was supposed to be a TV show. It was supposed to be like sort of like the Entertainment Tonight for horror fans.
Okay, awesome.
And after a while with that company, I think like 2 or 3 years had passed, and it kind of became apparent that it wasn't going anywhere, and we parted ways. And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm out of here." But what I didn't expect was for literally 98% of the website staff, most of which I put together. Because when I started Dread Central, I went to fans. I didn't hire professional writers. To me, I wanted the fans to be the voice, and that was always very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And 98% of the people that were working under that masthead quit along with me.
Wow.
And
that's called a changeover right there.
That was, I think it was very shocking to them. I got to tell you, it was shocking to me. I didn't expect that. And again, I did that job for 2 years for free. And now I'm through with that company. I'm through with Fangoria. What do I do next? And Dread Central had become a little bit of a name, and my partner at the time, John Condit, and I sat down and we talked about it. And we're like, "Well, what do you want to do? You want to do this?" And we said, "Well, yeah, let's just see what happens." So we launched Dread Central on July 4th, 2006. And
that long. Wow.
again, it was very much about the fans, and it was very much about my vision for Dread Central was to give the indie horror filmmaker as much exposure as the studio filmmaker. And that's where we made our bones.
And that matters so much for filmmakers like myself, and probably a lot of them that are watching.
It was
stage.
It was very important that I had done that. And it was very important to me that be Dread Central's mission statement. And it gained ground. It gained so lucky that it gained ground and gained uh, as much traction as it did. And I am the co-founder and I served as editor in chief of Dread Central for 18 years. And after that, I mean, as it always happens, the bottom kind of dropped out of the web industry. It's really hard to make money online nowadays. Really hard.
Or
And
as a filmmaker.
yeah, as a filmmaker.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I was always most proud of with Dread Central was we didn't have a parent company. We never had a parent company. We did what we wanted. Our vision was our vision. Our words were our words. Nobody was telling us what to do. But in the long run, maybe 16 or so years later, became apparent that we had a choice. We made a last ditch effort on Patreon to save Dread Central, and what that was just if all of our readers, which there were millions, would just kick in $1 a month,
Mhm.
they would have gotten the site ad free. No, nothing, dude. Just the site, nothing else. They wouldn't have to look at ads. They wouldn't have to deal with pop-ups. They wouldn't have to deal with fucking spyware. And the whole thing was, they could get the same news or reviews free anywhere else. So at the end of the day, even though we had a modest amount of, we had tremendous industry support, and we did a modest amount with the fans. But at the end of the day, people want shit for free.
Yeah.
And the Dread Central model of you get the site ad free for just $1 a month was
Still too much.
yeah,
Or just a pain in the ass, There's
Yeah.
some people it's just a pain in the ass,
yeah, I mean, and I get it. I'm not faulting nobody.
Yeah.
It was what it was. So we ended up getting a parent company, and the parent company was Epic Pictures Group. And there were some creative differences between myself and them, and as a result, I stepped away from my baby. I said, this is something I can't do what you're asking me to do. And it's not like they were asking me to do anything, fucked up or anything like
Yeah.
that. It wasn't me, it wasn't something I felt.
It wasn't your vision for anymore.
Exactly.